Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome back to another For Honor Executions Graded video. This is a series where I take a look at all of For Honor's heroes and their executions and give those executions a grade based on how good they really are. And today we are taking a look at the Orochi's brand new Hero Fest execution. I'm so excited to look at this. I woke up this morning and already saw people on Reddit and other stuff talking about how awesome it was, but I didn't want to watch it yet. I wanted to sit down and actually grade it for myself, and I'm so excited to take a look at this with you guys. So before we get into it, if you are brand new and you don't know what's going on, take a look in the upper right hand corner of the screen right now. It'll direct you to a link which will show you my basic rubric for how I grade these, but if you just want a quick filler, I will fill you in now. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this execution and give it a grade based on 4 criteria. How lethal is it? So how deadly? How realistic is it? So the realism factor. How efficient is it? Which basically means, is it good for a battlefield scenario? Is it quick? Is it effective? Is it something you'd want to use? And then finally a cool factor score, which is basically how cool is it and does it fit the character's personality. I give each of these criteria a maximum grade of 4 and a lowest grade of 0, and from that I get a final score that I average out, which means that the highest I could get is a 16 out of 16, right? Then I take that score and apply it to all the scores that this hero has gotten, because I've already graded all their other executions, and then I get an average from those grades, kind of like what a teacher does when averaging out overall grades. So then I get an idea of just how good or bad the hero's executions are overall. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to sit down and go over that with you today. So I've gone on long enough. Without further ado, let's take a look at Orochi's new execution. This is Agahacho. Whoa, okay, can we get a other side of that? What an execution!
What a performance!
Oh, all right. Okay. This, believe it or not, I love this. This is so over the top, but I kind of love it. All right, so let's grade this. First of all, Agahacho, that means swallowtail butterfly. That's what that means. Agahacho means swallowtail butterfly. So clearly we are being a beautiful butterfly. I can't stop laughing. All right, well, for lethality, that's a 4. The bloody head came off. Look at this. Woo! I love how they just roll out of screen. Like, whee! And then they're gone. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Yes, that is a 4 for lethality. Anytime the head comes off in an execution, it is instantly lethal. We call that an instantly lethal execution. So this is definitely a 4 for lethality. For realism, okay. Oh, I'm dreading saying this. This is a 1. This is a 1 for realism for a couple reasons. The first reason being that you took the head off in a one-handed swing with very little momentum. Now you might be thinking, oh, but Raven, they jumped. Yes, the jump would not provide enough momentum for them to get a clean sweep through the head one-handed and take that off so cleanly. That would not work. You might slice along the neck pretty deeply. You might cut a vital organ or vital artery. You might cut something important, but taking the whole head off with that? No, that's not how that would work. That is not how that would work. Besides, for one thing, keep in mind that this isn't even a running jump. They're jumping from where they're standing. Take a look. They do a kick to force the enemy back and then jump from there. If they were doing a running jump, you could argue they had more momentum in their movement, but this is just a single jump, which leads into my next problem with the realism. I don't think you could get that high and long and spinning of a jump without a run. Now, I could be wrong about this. I'm no expert gymnast or anything, but whenever I watch gymnasts pull off jumps or spins like that, they're usually starting at a run. They're usually starting off at a run or a brisk pace so that they can get their momentum going to launch them forward. Otherwise, I don't see how they could get the forward momentum or thrust to be able to fly like that. It's crazy, especially considering they actually jumped over a person. Now, it is not impossible for a person to jump over someone else, but again, I don't think you could do it from a static standing position, so I don't believe that. So from the fact that this jump is unrealistic and that they took off the head in a one-handed swing from it, I'm afraid that is a 1 for realism. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but realistically, this would not happen. Efficiency. This was hard for me because I really had to think. This lacks a lot of realism, but is it efficient? You got to understand, guys, when I look at efficiency, I'm trying to remove the realism. Efficiency to me is if you're on a battlefield, because we have to assume that the For Honor warriors are on a battlefield and fighting a war. Would this be something you'd want to use? A part of me says no, because there are much quicker means to get the kill here. There are much more effective ways to get the kill and then move on. But at the same time, if I'm looking at it for what it is quick. We get one kick and then dead. Enemy is dead. And not only have you done that, from the spin, your sword is still spinning with your body, creating some degree of protection around you. And you've also moved from one place to another, basically avoiding the dangers of enemies around you. So let's say that someone was trying to close in on you to save the warden here. You just jumped away from them and got yourself in a new location. Now, I suppose that could work in the opposite way, too. You could jump away from safety and end up in a much more difficult position. But Warden then goes right into his guard position, which means that he's ready to fight. So I gave this a 3 for efficiency. I had to really think on that one a bit, but I think 3 is a fair grade to give this one for efficiency. But I'll tell you this, if I were to change it from a 3, it wouldn't go up. I'd probably drop it to a 2, but 3 I think is fair. And then for cool factor, oh my gosh, this is a 4. This is such a 4. It fits Orochi being this crazy anime style warrior. It's fast, it's efficient, it's deadly, it's over the top. It's exactly what I want to see from a For Honor execution. Like, oh my gosh. It's just wee. And I love in the other one where it just goes right out of frame, just woo, and then just gone. It's I love it. I love this one. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so that is going to give this execution a 12 out of 16, which is a 75%. Not a bad score, really. A 75% is still pretty decent. However, we're not done. We still have to compare that to their prior score. Now, Orochi before now had 18 executions, and they had a score of 73%. Now, adding this one to the score, we're going to factor in this new 75% to that overall 73%. We're going to get an average, and that average is another 73%. Yeah, it didn't go up or down. It stayed the same. Which, I mean, you kind of got to expect that. When you get For Honor heroes who have a bunch of executions already, like keep in mind, this is Orochi's 19th execution. When you have so many executions already, the scores have to be really high to really make a big difference. You know, like Orochi probably needed to get a little bit of a higher score than this to move up at all. So 73% doesn't surprise me, but it's still decent. And I think Orochi can continue to climb from here. So I'm excited to see where they go. But anyway, that is that is Agahacho. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this Hero Fest execution. What did you guys think? Do you like it? Are you going to get it? What did you think of the grade? Do you think that the grade was fair? Do you like how I approached it? Do you think that all areas were done accurately? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.